Gosh, that was like such an issue at the time.
Looks
Looks
like we got 8-rack versus Burn here.
Another incredibly interactive. Actually, this matchup has a lot of thought to it. Seemingly on the surface, it's very cut and dry. Try to kill 8-rack before they can do anything. But Burn has the option of sinking down Monastery Swiss Spear or a Goblin Guide and sitting on it for a bit and holding the extra lands in their hand. Patrick, I believe, and 8-rack in general, are a little light on spot removal. So yeah, creatures are a great way to get there.
So it's definitely a good matchup for Burn. They're just going to empty their hand faster and keep an established threat on the board, whereas with the 8-rack, you're just waiting on Burn to empty their hand before you can actually start doing damage to them.
Patrick have the Fatal Push? Yes, he does. Goblin Glide, get some value. Oh! Value goblins? Oh.
You see a Fatal Push on one of the guides here. Suspended Drift Bolt. So it looks like he's got double Shrieking Affliction here.
I can't tell.
And a Raven's Crime.
I see. Are those double Thoughtseizes in his hand, or is one of those a Fatal Push?
I think one of those is a Thoughtseize.
I really wish we had a behind player camera. Be really convenient. But this is not looking so well for Zach, because he's basically going to be playing off the top of his deck. He currently has 2 spells in hand, I think. Was it a Helix and...
Yeah, he's got a Helix in hand, but he's also got the Rift Bolt and the Goblin Guide on board right now.
Gotcha.
So he's presenting 5 power without even drawing anything off the top of his deck.
So,
5 damage, rather.
Does Zach have 4 cards in hand right now?
He has 3, a Fetch, a Skullcrack, and a Lightning Helix.
I hope Patrick has another land to discard or retrace that. I think a lot of people get hung up on playing Thoughtseize when they're against the Burn matchup, and essentially you're trading 2 damage for 3 damage.
Well, he
does have to fetch to cast
yeah,
that
the problem
turn,
with that particular Thoughtseize is just that he has to fetch to play it, so he's going to be taking 3 no matter what.
If he doesn't play Creemer Crime, but I was a little surprised to see that. Yeah.
I also like holding that fetch here, though, so depending on what the Goblin Guide revealed, you could shuffle it away.
Hopefully Patrick has a Fatal Push here. It would cushion his life total quite a bit. I need to stop shuffling cards. No one said anything about it, I don't think, but I know they can hear it. There we go. That's a good thing, though. Because Patrick should be able to close out this game pretty easily. Zach has to assemble quite the series of spells here. Well, if Patrick actually doesn't re-roll Thoughtseize to trade with a Helix or a Skullcrack, he might be in a bit of trouble. But Liliana and Tick Up is also fine here. Or if he wants to deal with the Swiss Spear for some reason. Many, many options for our 8-rack player here.
I mean, I think Zach's in a pretty good spot here still because he's got...
He is. Don't get me wrong. He needs 2 spells, essentially, off the top.
I mean, he's got the Helix in the hand and the Skullcrack with the Swiss Spear on board still. So, I mean, then Zach's still at 20.
Is
so
Patrick at 7 or at 8 before or after the fetch?
I believe after the fetch, he's at 8.
Okay, never mind. I thought I was just going. Thought he was going to 7.
So Zach's gonna have 2 or 3 turns to top deck lethal damage.
Is that Searing Blaze I see? That's pretty good.
It looks like we might see the Thoughtseize here.
Yeah. And top deck, where we go.
I think I like casting the Thoughtseize here, even though you're at 8.
You
he's
do
obvious,
like casting the Thoughtseize?
Yeah, I mean, even though you're at 8, he's still sandbagging something.
I'd have to think a while about that, to be honest. Because Zach's in an awkward situation where he can only cast one spell a turn. I mean, it's pretty safe to assume that he's not holding onto a land. And if it was a burn spell that was 1 mana, he probably would have tried to use it, like something like Lava Spike when he was swinging with the Monastery Swift Spear.
I mean, the thing is, just almost every draw is live for Zach.
Right.
The only thing that wouldn't be great is a land or an Eidolon.
Going to 6 is scary. Because Zach here he's at 17. Shrieking Affliction is going to deal 6 a turn. He's probably going to wait to see if Patrick makes him discard something.
He picked up a Inquisition here, so no matter what happens this turn, Zach's going to be at 0 cards. It just will be down to seeing what he rips.
The odds are in his favor.
In Zach's favor, that is.
Correct. Patrick with
not sure what we're thinking about here. You're at the mercy of the top deck anyway.
Oh,
that's a good one. Yeah.
I like that a lot. I mean, it will be very ironic if Monastery Swift Spear is the draw.
Looks like we got a land off the top there. Funeral Charm, that's actually really good.
It really
is. Yeah, just during your draw step, just a Funeral Charm make you discard, so it has to be a an instant speed card here.
Lava Spike or a creature ain't gonna cut it. Ah, there we go. Classic Searing Blaze, no target. Quality Magic's Gathering. I'm a little surprised Zach got that, to be honest, or Patrick got that, to be honest. It was 3 runs off the top, I believe. It was a little unfortunate there. But, alas, so is Magic.
So, sometimes out of 8-rack, I mean, we know that Patrick has the Death Shadow in his deck, so he's probably
interesting this year.
He'll probably bring those in.
Somebody mentioned earlier, this wasn't on my radar for Modern, but apparently Death Shadow out of the sideboard in this matchup.
Yeah. Who flung poo with the insight that Death Shadow is common for the burn matchup? Thank you for that. Who flung poo?
No, you cannot hear about Martyr Proc. I am sorry. I'm not sorry. Martyr Proc is not to be discussed, ever. It's taboo.
But sometimes 8-rack will play Siphon Life, which is 2 black and a colorless, I believe. It's Drain and Gain 2 with Retrace.
That is definitely off my radar right now. That seems good, though. Is Zach playing Red, White, or Naya? Do you know?
Oh, Zach?
Yeah.
I believe it's Boros Burn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I know who Dreams of Dragons is?
Yeah, I think that's...
Nick, stop commenting. Get out of here. Is that Patrick?
Yeah, I think that's Patrick there.
Okay, I'm going to assume.
Dreams of Dragons. I remember when I was 5. I hope that's Patrick now.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
So, if you're the burn player, you just bring in the... well, you can't bring in the Revelries.
Well, I'm going to assume that Zach has a Stomping Grounds hiding out somewhere in his deck, but Wear and Tear is also not essentially the same thing, but serves the same purpose most of the time.
Yeah, we're getting word that there's no Stomping Grounds in Zach's deck, so it's the Smash of Smithereens Wear and Tear plan.
There we go. Can get the job done.
To be fair, I still think I think after board burn is still usually favored in this matchup.
I agree. I'd be very interested to see Zach hold on to a little more of his spells and be a little thoughtful about when he plays them. Because the key to winning the ARAC matchups, especially in aggressive decks, is not emptying your hand as fast as possible and making them have the discard. Because outside of Wrench Mind, it's very difficult to actually get your opponent down to 1 or 0 cards in hand otherwise. What are they making money off of?
Off of the Classic.
Ah, okay. I believe Zach here top 8 of the Classic, if I remember correctly. So congrats to him. We're gonna let Patrick and Zachary commentate here for a minute. Play Lightning Bolt. Is Lightning Bolt playable in Modern right now? Actually, it is. That's a dumb question. Lightning Bolt's good again, especially with all the creature decks on the rise.
I don't even have anything to say.
Okay, come on.
I was just asked if Lightning Bolt was a good card.
Lightning Bolt has been mediocre for a while up until recently. I think some people would agree. Small creature decks are a lot more popular now. Back in the Grixis Shadow days, though, Lightning Bolt was...
Yeah, it's still fine. It's still one of those cards, though, like, if it slots into your deck, you just can't play it.
That is true.
You can't just not play it, I should say, yeah.
It's also true that you don't know anything about Lightning Bolt because you exclusively play mono white.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll go to 3. I'll try to Bolt Snap you. Sack Martyr of Sands, gain 15 life. Okay.
That's enough of that talk now.
Upkeep, Proclamation of Rebirth.
Back to the Burn 8-rack matchup, something that's actually relevant right now.
What's more fun to talk about, though? What is more relevant, Dale?
The 8-rack Burn matchup. That's more fun to talk about.
Oh gosh. All right. So it looks like a really land heavy here.
So we'll see if Zach opted to be on the draw or not here.
Land heavy hand here.
Sometimes you'll see players opt to take the draw against 8-rack players.
I'm a little surprised Zach shipped that hand there. He had Monastery, Swiss Spear, Goblin Guide lands, if I saw things correctly. And it's not outside of the realm of possibility to just play both of those creatures and ride your way to victory and hold all the lands in your hand, playing them when necessary.
I feel like you're going deep with that.
I have a lot more experience in this matchup than people should. So
yeah, you beat Trey Van Cleve at an open when you were on Burn and he was on 8-rack to make day 2.
I'll pretend I remember when that happened.
That was during Eldrazi Winter.
Oh, was that in
It was Louisville
when
the
cows were pooping
when they were
in the middle of the tournament
when
room?
cows were in the tournament room. That is right.
Oh, it's also I'm going to assume this was Patrick. Yeah, chat's agreeing a little bit. Yeah, I just don't like mulliganing at all in this matchup when I have playable spells either.
Yeah, I felt like that was still a very keepable hand. Yeah.
We could just mull down to 0. See how things go. That's a viable strategy, right?
Turn 1, 2, and 3 Shrieking Afflictions.
Yep, you win. Congrats, game 3.
So turn 1 Raven's Crime there, making Zach discard a fetch land.
Curious at how many Searing Blazes, if all, Zach boarded out this game.
Yeah, he probably did remove them all. There's no sense in trying to play the guessing game if he's going on the creature plane or not. I'd rather just have live spells all the time.
The great thing about playing in any shop is just knowing the people and what they're playing. So what I really would like to see this match is Zach knowing Patrick's boarding in Death Shadows and deflecting palming one of them for 13. Or that doesn't work. Let's say 12. 12.
Nice little play here, small poxing away the Eidolon and setting Zach back a land.
I'm going to go ahead and say this game's going to belong to Patrick.
Still early to tell. Patrick still needs a way to win the game.
I do see a Death Shadow in his hand, so short of deflecting Palm, Zach's going to have a time dealing with this.
Yep, Zach missing a land drop there.
Is that a polluted Delta in Patrick's hand there?
That is a polluted Delta, and he just picked up another land. We might see a couple of Raven's Crimes get fired off here. At least one, anyway.
Like to see Patrick just jam in 2 damage with a Mutavault. Oh, I did not notice that was in the Screwford. I'm a little curious why he wouldn't just double Raven's Crim there. Although I'm sure Patrick is thinking Zach wants to... he wants Zach to bolt him in the face with whatever so he can get his Death Shadow to do I can't talk today. To a reasonable size.
If he did bring in the Death Shadow, it is. I imagine he would, but...
I believe Death Shadow is the last card in Patrick's hand.
See another Eidolon here from Zach. Looks like a Fatal Push and another Raven's Crime might be in hand.
Zach with the attitude.
And the Death Shadow comes down.
I'm a little surprised Patrick didn't play the Death Shadow first and then Fatal Push the Eidolon to get the extra 2 damage. Because Zach can just... I mean, he's in a rough spot either way, but... Alright, Zach. Is this a concession from Zach Creemer?
No, I'm waiting for the deflecting palm to come into play here and just
if that
get him.
happens, I'll screech.
Just get him. I want it to happen now.
You can indeed play Raven's Crime outside of A-Rack. While it would be good or not, I have no idea.
Well, I believe the old
4-color gifts deck.
4-color gifts. I believe they played the Loam Crime, Raven's Crime lock.
That is on it. Loam Raven's Crime lock is one of my favorite things ever in Modern. If the format ever gets to a slow enough state again that that's a viable game plan, I'd be very happy. Oh, it is the... Oh, well, a quick 2-0 from Patrick. I don't know how to say Patrick's last name, I'll admit it. Patrick A. Aguilar? Aguilar? What's the grossest mispronunciation I can make of Patrick's last name, I wonder? Logan, did you break your mic again? Are you plugged in?
I think I broke my microphone.
Well, we are having technical difficulties back here with Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the pit.